Good afternoon. I'm Vicki Wesling with City Speaks. City Speaks is a show that's brought to you by Mayor Rosas and his administration to ensure transparency throughout his administration, as well as to let you know some of the things that are going on in City Hall and throughout the Dunkirk area and Western New York. Today we have two very special guests with us. We have guests with us who are going to talk a little bit about MS, some of the effects with multiple sclerosis, but also to tell us a little bit about the Bike MS, Buffalo's Great Lakes Escape. That's going to be coming on August the 10th. So with that, we have Jeff Wabick and Stephanie Kunes, right? So tell me a little bit about the bike ride. Tell me what the bike ride is for, what its purpose is, and what you're going to do.
Thank you. So thanks for having us. This is great. So Bike MS is a bike event the National MS Society has across the country. We have over 70 rides, and we're lucky to have two in upstate New York and one right here in Western New York called the Great Lakes Escape. It's on August 10th. There's 15, 30, and 60-mile ride. The money raised certainly goes to support research, but also to support services for people who are living with MS. We hope to raise $75,000 just for this one bike, and right now we have 140 riders and about 19 teams, and Jeff is one of our cyclists, and we're always excited to see Jeff at our ride, and he's done a great job with his team helping to raise those funds.
Okay, and now you say you go all over the country, nationwide. So do you do this year-round?
Well, it depends on where in the country. I mean, certainly here in Western New York, we can't do rides too early.
Well, you picked the right season to be here in Western New York.
Right. But so all over the country, some areas certainly have them later in the year or earlier too. So yeah.
Okay, and so now Jeff, you're on one of the teams, and your team started out when?
In 2014 was the first year.
2014, okay. And how many members were on your team at that time?
We had 5 riders on our team, and it started just actually with, I got my youngest son, Justice, and I said, hey, why don't we form a team, you and me, we'll ride, we'll raise $500-600 for MS, and we'll get back. And he said, yeah, sure, Dad, I'm in. Well, somehow, Bill Osher found out about it. He's one of Western's owners, and for some reason he was on a team. Now, I hadn't told him, nor did my son. I don't know how he found out, but he did. And so I said, you have a new team member and then another team member. So we started out with 5 riders. This year, I'm proud to say we've grown to 30 riders on our team. So we've raised already over $16,000, and we're very proud to say. And I'm thanking my team and everyone at Westar because we did break the $100,000 mark in total donations since 2014, and that was our goal. And the team was all about the team and all about the team raising the funds. So everyone got involved, bake sales and all kinds of things just to raise money. And so it's a feel good thing. And boy, that's what with MS, if you think you can do it by yourself, you're pulling yourself. You need help, and I tell you, I got a team around me that I would fight for. I mean, what just a great
so
bunch of people.
You've got a great support system, and so now you went from a 5-member team in 2014 to a 30-member team today, and you've reached the $100,000 mark.
And still going. Yep.
And still going. So that's pretty phenomenal. So and you do this just with riding, with donations. So now if someone wants to ride and wants to become a member of the Bike MS, do they have to have MS to do that, or can they ride without MS?
Oh, yeah. No. Anybody can ride in the Bike MS event, and they can either ride by themselves, they can form a team, they can ask to join a team that already exists. It's open to anyone who enjoys riding. And this particular ride is nice because it is right by the lake, and it's scenic, and it's beautiful, and it starts and ends right at the park, and there's a great barbecue afterwards. We have a DJ. It's really a fun family event.
So now it starts at Evan State Park on August the 10th, and the starting times are?
Depending on your ride, so the 60 will start at 8 o'clock, the 30 at 9 o'clock, and then the 15 at 10 o'clock.
So if somebody says, well, 15 miles is about all I can ride, they just show up and they go with a 10 o'clock group.
No, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, tell me a little bit about what multiple sclerosis is, some of the problems that people might have, some of the symptoms they may develop with multiple sclerosis, and what do we do with the funds?
Sure. So MS is an autoimmune disease, the central nervous system. It is, most people are diagnosed usually between the ages of 20 and 50. Certainly there's children that have been diagnosed with MS, usually in a pediatric in Buffalo. And, older than 50 also diagnosed with MS. But the majority of people between 20 and 50. The symptoms can be mild, such as like numbness and tingling in your extremities, maybe some blurred vision, some balance concerns, and they can be more severe, such as paralysis or even blindness. And it's a disease that is unique in the sense that everybody experiences it differently, and the severity is different. There's primary progressive MS, there's progressive MS, there's secondary progressive MS, there's relapsing remitting MS. But the good news is that there are 17 FDA-approved medications to help lessen the severity and the frequency of MS attacks. So that's the good news, and we're fighting this fight. It's important. The research that we're doing isn't just here. There's a lot of research going on in Western New York, but it's going on all over the world. And if anyone wants to donate towards that research, or anybody wants to read specifically what's happening out there, they just need to go to our website, nmss.org, and all that information is right there. And besides the research, when I talk a little bit about the symptoms, and that age between 20 and 50, you're talking about many people in the prime of their life. So we also provide programs and services for individuals and families that are living with MS. And for instance, our Navigator program is a program where someone can call, talk to an MS Navigator who is a trained professional for support, for resources, and referrals. And it's a wonderful program, and that's available to anybody, no matter where they live. And we want to do something about MS because it exists.
Right.
And
Now, you mentioned your website, and it's National Multiple Sclerosis Society.org, NMSS.org.
Right.
NMSS.org. So if somebody wants to donate, they want to get involved, they want to find out more, go to the website, because that's a great place to go. And
Exactly.
now, how many people do we know who are suffering with MS? Do we have a statistics on that?
Well, it's interesting because we just had a prevalence study done. We used to think there were about 400,000 people living with multiple sclerosis, but we just knew that there were more, and so we hired researchers to look at over 125 million medical records from Medicaid, Medicare, the VA, and independent insurers, and they developed an algorithm so that they could really look at the data, and what they came up with was, as of 2017, there was almost 1 million people living with MS, which is huge, and it just speaks to the importance of the money we raise, to keep raising money to find a cure for MS. It's very important. It's important for us to advocate at the state and federal level for programs and services to help those living with MS, and just to keep getting the word out there.
Mm-hmm. Because there are a lot of people who are suffering with this. Some of the celebrities, we have celebrities also who are suffering with MS. They've come out. We have situations. MS is one of those diseases, if you will, and I assume it is a disease. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. A disease that affects certainly your mobility,
right,
and your lifestyle. And you talk about support, Jeff. You talk about how you couldn't do this without your support group, and that includes family and friends, because I'm certain that it must have an emotional toll as well.
It does. I think if you let it, I think one thing when I met on the from the mental aspect side is, and I learned this, you got to stay positive. You got to, so with your support group, but you got to you kind of fool yourself. I'm okay, and you got to keep marching. That's just
certainly. Well, I believe attitude is altitude. I mean, I really do.
That's
So
right.
you've got to have a positive outlook on life, and certainly, to have that support group. That's critical. So you have the bike ride. You have 140. You have 19 teams. Other persons could join the ride even up to the day of the ride. Is that correct?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
So they would just show up
welcome them.
at the park and ride along.
You have a great day with us, and because really together we want to do something about it. So the more people we can bring into the movement, the better. The National MS Society is here for people who live with MS, and we welcome anybody that wants to help.
Okay, so it's going to start at Evangola State Park. You said you're going to go along the lake, so do you actually stay on the bike route or the walking trail along the lake?
Part of it does, yes. Goes right along the lake for a while, and then it kind of veers off and goes in through different little towns.
Will you actually make it into Dunkirk?
Yes.
And,
Yes.
And where
the 60 mile will make it into Dunkirk.
The 60 mile. And so where will your turnaround be?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, if you're on the lake, you would think it might be along Point Gratiot or maybe the Lighthouse.
I think it is the Lighthouse.
The Lighthouse.
I think it is the Lighthouse because we were just talking about that.
Yeah,
I remember driving by the Lighthouse. There's a rest stop there, and I think that is where we're going.
So the Lighthouse is, and that really plays an important part in our city here with the Lighthouse.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's great. So you're going to leave. Now the 30 mile, of course, will not.
Right.
The 60 mile will come through.
Yep.
So people can be out to cheer. If you start, the 60 mile starts at 9 o'clock, you expect it to end about what time?
I would say by 2 o'clock, most people will be back by then.
Okay.
So we have rest stops along the way, and they're fun. And a lot of times cyclists, not only will they stop to, take a break, get a snack, but they love to talk to the volunteers that are there, many of them living with MS, who are manning those rest stops. So they take their time. It's not a race at all by any means. It's just it's a fun ride, and it's just meant to be enjoyed and to show your support for the MS Society.
Okay, so the MS Society will be out there in force, I'm sure, with all of the riders. And as we talk about this, so that if you're driving or in a car, you're going to see a group of cyclists. So please be careful. Please watch out. Do you have any spotters or people along the way to kind of make sure that things are safely moving?
Oh, absolutely. We have what we call sag wagons, so there are people driving. We have ambulance available. We have the police available. We have ham radio operators that help with the route. So we keep it very safe and make sure if something is different about the route that wasn't like the day before, all of a sudden there's construction that we didn't know about or something, then we have a team that gets together to reroute and make sure the whole thing is safe.
Yeah, volunteers play a big role in this. They even at all the rest stops, friends, family of the people with MS that are riding, they all show up and they volunteer to work the halfway points and even help at the end with the lunch. And again, they have a great lunch, and then you just see people. And when I look at that, and it's just camaraderie. You just see everyone pulled together. This is even our owner Scott Beal, when he rode a ride, he called me later that day, and he even expected. He said that ride was not what I thought it was. He says there was something about that ride. He said, I can't put my finger on it, but he said it was magical. He says it was just an event that he was taken back by it, because you see everyone at the end hugging and just and high five, and it's really an experience. So if you get to ride it and you want to ride it, I'll tell you what, that is one heck of an event. I'll tell you what.
I think Jeff said it perfect. It's the experience. We make it just a fun experience where you really feel the passion of our mission, for the MS Society. So it's a lot of fun.
Now, what types of bikes do we see out there?
I see them all. I see the off-road bikes, the hybrid bikes, then you see the normal, the street bikes, and then the fat bikes, those the big old fat tires that the people ride. So they'll ride everything, and even tricycles. Yeah, no, the fat tires, like the big old fat tire bikes. I don't know if you saw those. And you got to go, and that's a tough ride.
Some people ride tandems.
Tandems.
You know,
Yeah, we're riding a tandem this year, so it's just which will be new.
So,
it'll be
so there
different.
may be any a whole variety.
Yeah, you see tricycle, the big
The
trucks.
three-wheelers, they're going to have the three-wheelers, the tandems, the regular two-wheelers,
Right.
the
Off-road, yeah.
off-road,
you see 'em all.
fat tires, and
Yeah.
so there'll be a whole gamut of that.
Yeah.
And if you have 140 people and they're going to be broken down, do you know how many of those actually go for the longer routes? Do you have any idea how many teams would be signed up for the 60-mile ride?
I would say probably a third will do the 60 mile,
Yeah.
and the rest will do the 15 and
15
30.
is a lion's share of them.
Yeah.
I think 15.
And of course, the team can be from 5 to 30.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's going to be pretty phenomenal, I
Yeah.
would think, to see all of the bicycles.
It's a large group of people, yeah. But you can see when someone's coming the other way, passing the end, they're all waving to each other, and it's an experience that I wasn't ready for. I was just going to ride the bike and get this thing done, and raise money. But what I experienced along the way, I was literally blown away by just the whole experience. You can't put it in words. But it's something you'd want to be a part of. Believe me when I tell you.
Well, it sounds exciting. So you have the money that's raised. You've mentioned that the money that gets raised does not go to the individual. It goes to the MS Society toward research because of all the things that are happening, because of we really want to cure it, but right now there is no cure. Is that correct?
That's right. Not yet, but we're getting there. We're working hard. As I said, for those that are really interested in the types of research that's going on, to go on our website. But it's just amazing the research that's going on, not just here in Western New York, where there is a lot going on, but all over the country, all over the world. And the National MS Society brings together researchers to collaborate and to look at, what are the most promising directions for our funding. So what looks like there's promise, and that's what I think is really important.
Okay. And now we've talked about some of the problems that that a person with MS might be affected by. But MS is not a death sentence.
Yeah,
That's correct.
It isn't like you talk about somebody who might have a cancer or something that's more. That certainly you say, well, the possibility you got 5 years or
Catastrophic.
whatever. But MS, people can really have a relatively full life.
Absolutely.
So so things really don't change. So when you have some of the symptoms, some of the problems, you get checked out, you go to your doctor, but you don't give up.
right. I mean, it's really something where you may have to make changes in your life, the way you used to do things. You may have to tweak a little bit. I've had people say, one will say, well, I used to clean my house in one day, and now I can't. I have to clean a room one day and then clean another room, because fatigue is a major issue with MS. So others have said, before I go to work, drying my hair in front of the mirror, I had to lower the mirror and sit in a chair because I saved that energy. You really learn how to manage your life differently to save the energy so you can, go through and do what you need to do for the day.
So now, someone with MS, so does it really affect your muscles as opposed to your neurological or your nervous system?
It's the nervous system, so it's the brain, the spinal cord, and the optic nerves that are most affected.
So that is the nervous system. So, and of course, in those things have some different issues. So now, Jeff, when you were diagnosed in 2012, what kinds of changes did you have to make immediately?
Yeah, and she brought up an excellent point. Fatigue is huge in that place, so you got to manage your life a lot better. What I could do in one day, maybe now it'll take me 3 days, and shorter intervals, and get something done. And stress, I think stress plays a huge role in this. And I don't know if that's touched on a lot by people, but that is you can feel the stress and how it affects you right away. So you got to watch the stress and fatigue. So yeah, you just have to manage your life better and fight the battles you can win. And so it's that time where, well, I can't do this, so hey, might have my son help me with this, or my wife help me with that, and so you got to manage that better. You got to kind of swallow your pride a little bit, and that's a tough thing for a lot of people. Like, hey, I need help with this,
Right.
but I can still do this, this, and this. So you just got to adapt and change, and you can still have a quality life. But yeah, you just have to relearn or reteach yourself how to fight these battles.
Okay, that's a good way to put it, that you just have to learn how to adapt to some of the things that you can and cannot do. And you say it begins like between 20 and 50. So someone who could be in the prime of their life.
Right.
And, and begin to develop these symptoms or to have the problems. And so does the MS Society, do they have emotional support groups?
Yeah, we have support groups throughout the country. We have many right here in Western New York. And when someone is diagnosed with MS, they usually call the Navigator program, someone that I talked about earlier who's a professional, to talk about what services and what programs are offered in their particular area, and connect them to those resources. We have not just programs and services, but we also have others living with MS that we can connect people to say, I'm going through this right now. Can you give me some advice, or how has it been for you? And it's really a sharing, whether it's in a group or individually.
So that's important to know, because sometimes these things happen and you think, well, where do I go? What do I do?
Right.
And even for family members, I would think that sometimes there may be some loss of patience.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you and your family, you have to come to an understanding that, hey, this could be different, but it does change. But you realize the support you have within your family, and I learned years ago that, of course, I can do it myself. I can do this myself. Well, now you need help, and you need a team, and it does help bring the family together in ways. But yeah, there are some the stress elements there for the entire family.
Sure.
It's hard. So the whole family's basically involved in the MS thing. So it's but you learn.
Right.
That's important, that the National MS Society is there for everybody who's affected by MS, their families, friends, their employers, and certainly those living with MS. So we want to be there for everyone and to help the best we can.
Right. So go to the NMSS, National Multiple Sclerosis Society, nmss.org.
Right.
Find out if you're somebody who's suffering with MS, if you're somebody who maybe you don't have that support group, maybe you need some additional help. Go find out, see what you can do, because it is not a death sentence.
Right.
No.
It's just a matter of relearning, and we're never too old to learn, right?
That's right.
Right, so
That's right.
So now the bike ride is coming up.
Yep.
Saturday, August the 10th. We've had a couple of public service announcements out.
Great.
We've been, making sure that people know this is happening. So if there's someone who wants to join the bike rides, let me see what the name of it again is. It is the Bike MS Buffalo Great Lakes Escape.
Yep.
Bike MS Buffalo's Great Lakes Escape starts at Evangola State Park on Saturday, August the 10th. You can choose either a 60-mile, 30-mile, or 15-mile ride. The 60-mile ride starts at 9 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Yes.
30-mile ride starts at 9,
Right.
and the 15-mile starts at 10. All you need is a bike and
a
some
helmet.
enthusiasm
Yes.
and show up.
Yeah,
And so it's going to ride
absolutely.
along the lakefront,
Yep.
do a turnaround at the Lighthouse,
The
here in
Lighthouse.
Dunkirk.
Then come back and enjoy music and a great barbecue.
So it sounds wonderful, and if you can't ride, if you're not available to ride that day, you can always go to the website.
BikeMS.org.
Yeah.
And support someone like Jeff or his team or any other teams, or you can just make a donation.
So now if you go to bikems.org, will there be a list of the teams and the team members there?
There'll be a list of the bike rides, and then once you get in there, they'll list all the teams. Yeah.
So if you want to donate for this particular bike ride, go to bikems.org and go into the Bike MS Buffalo Spring Escape. Support Jeff or whomever.
Absolutely.
All right, you got 30 riders, I'll take 40, so that's fine. But
Right. Well, how hard is it to manage a team of 30?
well, there's a bunch of emails which are all fun to send because I keep sending them a couple times a week to let them know how much we raised, who's ahead of who, so there's a little competition there, and then a lot of phone calls, a lot of emails, a lot of texts. I've got a text late at night from somebody, hey, I raised this much, and so again, I was talking about camaraderie, and I've got a team that is just, it's unparalleled. The calls I get, and at the hours I get are just so heartfelt. I really appreciate what everyone's done, and I know they're doing it for the cause. Yeah, they're helping me and my team and all that, but they really believe in the cause. And if a lot of them, now several of them, don't have MS, a lot of them don't, but they know someone that has MS, their sister, their cousin, their brother-in-law, whatever. So there's a common bond there. So this team is just literally, it's just amazing. I am blessed to have people like this in my corner. So that makes me feel that every day when I wake up. So yeah, managing is not a problem. If that gets me up a little later, that's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm surrounded by,
You're up for it, right?
yeah, I'm surrounded by good people.
What other kinds of things do you want the people who are watching this, what do you want them to know? If you're not going to be able to ride, if you're seeing this after the 10th, because it will be up on YouTube, you can still donate.
Absolutely.
You can donate year-long. It doesn't have to be just for this particular bike ride either.
Right.
So what other kinds of things do you...
You know, if you want to ride in one of our bike events, and you can't do the one on August 10th, the Great Lakes Escape, we got Rock the Ride in Rochester on August 24th. Same type of distance rides for that event too. It's a wonderful event at Genesee Valley Park. And then certainly there's Walk MS, which I think everybody knows about Walk MS. We have 14 sites across the state. We have a great one in the Buffalo area, and that's a real family-friendly event. And we get about 10,000 people out for that event alone, which is amazing. So it's, you know, we want people to come out. We want people to feel like they're part of a movement. We want it to be family friendly. We want everyone that's living with MS to feel the support and to be able to go to events like this and say, geez, this feels good because everybody's here to help me. Everybody's here to raise money so we can find a cure, so we can keep providing programs and services to help us as we, you know, move forward with this journey. And as you said, they can donate at any time at all. Always on our website, there's a big donate button, and we appreciate whatever the community does.
Right. You know, and there's so many things, charities that people donate to. And MS is not one that, I mean, certainly you have the Cancer Association, the hearts, the lungs, these things are things, and the diabetes are all worthy causes. And certainly MS is a worthy cause. So if you can, donate. If you can do anything to help with the research, donate. You know, and there's no donation too small.
No, absolutely not. I mean, we don't know, you know, who's going to put us over the top to find a cure, whether it's somebody's $5,000 donation or somebody's $5 donation. I mean, you know, we got to do this together, and we'll make it happen.
Well, it sounds like it. Thank you so much, Jeff and Stephanie, for being here, for bringing this important information to our residents and to all those who are watching on YouTube, because this is important information. People need to understand that MS, while you may not know somebody personally, there are people suffering, 1 million people in our country alone who are suffering with MS. And Jeff, I believe you said that the Western New York area is second only to...
Yeah, Pacific Northwest.
To the Pacific
in the Seattle
Northwest.
area, yeah.
So we have people right here in our area in Western New York who are suffering. We can use your help. Send your donation. We appreciate it. Go to bikems.org. Choose a team. Give them some money.
Yes, absolutely.
So thank you. And thank you for watching City Speaks. You can watch City Speaks daily at 3 and 10 on Spectrum 1301 in Dunkirk. Watch it on YouTube. Go to dunkirkaccess.com. It'll come right up. Like us on Facebook. Tweet us. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you like. Let us know if you have questions or concerns. You can send an email to me, Vicki Wessling, at vwessling@cityofdunkirk.com. Call me, Dunkirk 363-6888. Send a snail mail, Vicki Wessling, Dunkirk City Hall, Central Avenue, Dunkirk. Let us know what you think. We appreciate it. And you all have a great day. Thank you.